Hi, Gail. Hi, Joan.
They're coming in.
Oh, yeah.
Slowly.
Yeah. Hi, Joan.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
I didn't know that.
Good seeing everybody.
Good seeing you.
Okay, I remember her. Yes, yes.
Hi, Pat.
Hi.
I remember her. Yes.
Okay. Good evening.
Hey.
Good evening.
To try to see which computer's gonna work. Good to see everyone.
I'm thankful you guys are not using flex time. I had to I teased George the last time we got together. He came on probably 10 minutes or 15 minutes after we were, had opened the gathering. And I teased him. I said, George, you must be still on flex time. We're not using flex time tonight. So he got a kick out of that. Okay, I'm back. Dale, I don't know who is Dale. Dale, I see
Jim Harris.
Dale Harris.
Jim
Say,
Harris.
say again.
Jim Harris.
Jim Harris. Okay, how you doing, Jim?
I'm quite well, sir.
Good. I'm Dwight Elliott. I don't remember you, but we'll find out a little bit. We'll talk in a bit. But good to have you here.
All right.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hello.
How you doing?
Holding on
All right. All we can do, right?
and hanging out.
Hey Jim, how you doing?
All right. How you doing, Marshall?
Pretty good. Can't complain. Hey Joe. Oh boy.
Enjoy this beautiful sunny day, Marshall.
I didn't recognize Mr. Rouse. You look about 10 years younger.
I wish. Yeah, I went for a walk and then I got on the phone and then then Liz said, well, you've been out today, so I went out and rode around in a circle in the car and came back to the house.
Oh boy.
Just, I was outside because I went for a walk with just something besides just walking around. You know?
Right.
Yeah. You know, hopefully I start to do a little bit more. So
There it is, Pat.
start passing.
Yeah.
Huh?
Hi, Cassandra.
So John House,
Hey, Pat, haven't seen you all in who knows when.
I know, I'm still here though.
Oh, I saw Marshall the other day. How you doing, Marshall?
hey, how you doing? How you
All right.
You didn't see me?
doing?
Oh, where were you?
See, now that we're not having those conferences, we all are on Zoom at some.
Yeah. So John, how's Winona, your wife doing? You know?
She's doing well. She's actually in the room with me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We're traveling. We're in Lexington, so we at her home.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So you still got your place right over there, near
in
Glock?
Gloucester. Yeah,
Yeah.
that there forever.
Well, all of you are on time, so we're going to just hang on a little bit and give our folks, this is the first time for this kind of gathering, so let's just give them a few minutes to get hooked up, and the ones that might join, we'll give them an opportunity to get in. That's okay. Michael Chapman sent me a text message last evening saying that he was going to a funeral today. He's going to be driving back from Staunton or Lexington. He's someplace up Northern Virginia, so he probably won't be in with video.
Yeah.
So just call in anyway, and you can listen and maybe say something, but you won't be on a video, I think.
I saw it was it was I can't remember her name. Now she said she would try to come in at 8 because she had
Monica Barnes.
Monica, that's right. Monica, that's right. Yeah.
Michael,
Hey, how are you?
what's happening, man?
Hey, Mike. Man, I ain't seen you in I don't know when. You know, you don't look any older. You know.
Oh, yeah, Michael Lightfoot. Yes.
Yeah.
How you doing?
It's doing great.
That's
Thank
good.
you.
It's good.
Good to
So
see
where
everyone.
are you now? You in Richmond or what?
I'm in Williamsburg.
You kidding?
No,
I didn't know that. You know.
yeah.
All right.
I didn't know that either. Last time that I had any recollection of where you were living down. You know where Chancellor Cummings lived, Marshall, off of Fox Hill?
Yeah. I
Oh,
still,
okay.
still have the house there.
Okay,
Haven't
okay.
done
Okay.
anything with it. Yeah.
We're kind of we're going to hold a little bit, Mike, just to sort of give some people, a couple minutes extra to get in. So we'll get, hopefully some more people will join us.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm. But now, isn't your home originally Richmond, Mike? I do I have that wrong?
I grew up in Richmond. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, made the big trek to Old Dominion.
Yeah. I remember that. What was that? SME student paper thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Wow, that's a long time
That's a
ago.
long time, Jack.
Wow. Wow. Oh, goodness. Yeah.
That is a long time.
Mm.
Yeah.
So how are you doing, Marshall?
Pretty good. I can't complain. You know, just taking it easy, taking life easy, man. You know, keeping kind of semi-busy, but hopefully not too much. But that guy, the Dwight, they don't want to let me get in a rest holler. You know, they always tasking me every time I come around.
I don't have the direct line to you. I don't have the red phone. So who Pat, he's just getting those phone calls that he has to urgently answer. He said, I was the one
Yeah.
stress on him, but I'm not the one.
Yeah, they be coming in all right, you know.
Hi, Sandy Myers.
Hello, everybody. Good
How you
evening.
doing? Uh-huh.
Hello.
Yeah.
How's everyone?
Good, good.
Oh, pretty good, pretty good.
Good.
We're just hanging on a little bit, Sandy. Give folks just a minute or two more to get in. I don't want to
Sure.
waste your time. I know Gail has to leave early, and I don't know who else might need to leave, but we're going to just wait a couple minutes because I want to just say things one time. If we're saying something, just maybe say it 3 times. I've got these pledges from people that said they're going to be here, so I don't know how I'm going to handle that. I'm going to have to hold them to it some other way.
Yeah.
I did the responsible thing for those of us who are over 60 or so. You have to remind people
Send out a reminder.
before you think that you've done the right thing. So maybe I should have waited till later today to do it, or earlier today to do it. Last night still might be too early for them.
Yeah, because I had gotten the time mixed up a little bit at first, and then I got that straight. And of course, you reschedule the other meeting that's rescheduled right to tomorrow,
7:30 tomorrow.
Yeah, 7:30 tomorrow, so that should work out,
You're in the same boat I was in, Marshall. I had one with the pastor at 7, and she rescheduled it till tomorrow. I said, whoopee! Now I talk to Dwight.
Yeah. Tell you, these Zoom meetings are starting to get you almost as busy as going to meetings,
I tell you. Ah,
Well, I really want to honor your time, and I know, folks are maybe still trying, and the folks who said they were going to be here, we'll say like the pastor says sometimes, those who need to be here are here, and the rest will be here when they get here. So we'll just leave it at that. Good evening to everyone. Hopefully you've had opportunity to sort of, brief yourself on how we're here, why we're here. But I'll go back and revisit that just for a second before we go around the board and just do some casual introductions and conversations. Couple 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, we were doing a Black History program at our church. And of course, Mary Jackson was a member of our church. And so as a Black History moment, opportunity, or effort, thought it would be interesting to call some of the people or talk to some of the people who knew her to just have some commentary, just comments to add along with some of the other things that we were going to share. So in the course of doing that, I reached out to Christine Darden, Sam Scott, Marshall Rouse, and Michael Chapman, and asked them if they would be willing to come and just to sit and casually talk about their relationship and their experience with Mary Jackson. And so that was great. They accepted, and we set up a date to do that. But just it so happened, and the night before we were to meet and do the meeting and talk about that, I just got this, urge to go deeper, just to know more about all the folks, because not only Mary Jackson, of course, you all know the story and how, Hidden Figures became a real issue, a real thing. There were other people too who were part of that time frame that were not really, highlighted or talked about as much. Sam Scott was one, of course, Christine Darden was another. And so, by the time we got together that morning for the video session, I kind of shared that with Sam and Christine, and of course, Marshall and Michael. And so we kind of had the same focus for Mary Jackson and casually talking about their relationships with her, but I just asked them to share a little bit about themselves. So in the course of that, Sam Scott, now of course Sam has just passed here a couple of weeks ago, and so he started to share some of his experience. He was one of those folks who started there in 1962. He shared about his experiences coming as a Black person, folks not knowing where he came from, what was going on, and talked about some of his experience then. And that was really interesting. That really just spiked my interest to do, to listen to more. I'm from the generation where, young people would sit around and listen to their elders, just listening to what they were saying. And so Sam put me into one of those modes of just, man, that's wild. Because with Marshall and I had already had experience with Alfonso Smith. I don't know if you guys knew Alfonso Smith, but he had shared with us during one of our monthly lunch get-togethers, talking about NASA and how, the fact that they had colored and white bathrooms and water fountains. I said, NASA, what? They did? And I thought that kind of took me aside. I mean, I just wasn't ready for that. But anyway, talked about that. But Sam continued to talk about that. Michael even talked about having drawings about the layout of the building. 1230 had that kind of thing going on. So anyway, moved on with Christine. Christine shared a bunch about where she was and her experience too as being one of the human computers, how she came along, her experiences. And the interesting piece about this, and I'll stop in just a second, but the interesting piece, Michael Chapman was talking about early life, being in the military. His father was in the military. He moved around a bunch. And one of their moves, they moved to Portsmouth, and their next door neighbor was Christine Darden. He lived next door to Christine Darden. And so that was interesting. As it turns out, he now becomes a person who he talked about going for a job fair, and I won't tell his story, but anyway, it was an interesting story. And so anyway, this morphed into just say, let's just reach out to some of us people of color and think about the fact of some of the things, like I said earlier, about our experiences, some of the experiences of other folks who were not shared as openly or readily as Mary Jackson or the other two ladies. But just to share, but again, just an opportunity for a well-being check. Just saying, hey, seeing each other's faces. Just what happened, the few minutes that we've been here. Just, hey, man, I haven't seen you. Da 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 da. But it would just be a good opportunity for that. And so again, as I said earlier, there've been a lot of positive responses. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here. But those who are here are here. You're not the ones. Well, of course, Joan did. Joan said, yeah, I'm going to be there. And Gail did too. The rest of you are just coming. Well, okay, Sandy, you said it too. But anyway, there are other people. There are other people who said that also that aren't here yet. I'm hoping they might join. But again, it's just an opportunity to greet each other as shared Michael's email with his kind of ideas about what could happen. But just to be able to do that, to see each other's faces. To be together again for just a bit. And so there's no real formal agenda. That's kind of the background of how we're here now. And I just wanted to just do it. I just wanted to do it and see how it worked and just see where we go from here, if it's anything that's useful. I know Michael talked about some NTA activities, and I don't know if this, fitting some of these things and some of that work, but all of it together. It's just an opportunity to come. We share a very common bond. That's a special place, and I didn't really recognize it to be that special when I was there. Telling you the truth, I didn't. But other people thought it was the greatest thing in the world. You work where? NASA. Well, man, you're not really. It's not really like that. But anyway, but it really is special when you look back retrospectively at where it is, what was done, and the people, everybody from every level. Clayton Turner down to Willie Kearney. I don't know if anybody knows Willie Kearney. Joan, you do. Joan, from Clayton Turner to Willie Kearney, that spectrum of people and involvement and connection is where I'm really just feeling the whole thing. And so that's kind of a ballpark kind of intro and just talking about where we are. So with that being said, you have done some casual conversation as far as greeting one another. But we can just go, around and just formally say whatever about. I mean, I don't want you to go real deep, but just say, hey, my name, where I worked, and how long I did it, and maybe let's start there if that's okay. Oh, well, I'll start then. Okay. My name is Jose. No, my name is Dwight Elliott. And I, of course, worked at Langley all my life. I talk about that as a joke, but it's the truth. I spent more than half my life right at Langley Research Center, building the whole time in the same building. That's kind of.
I take this off.
That's kind of unique for people who work there, who spend, don't normally spend all their time in the same buildings. A lot of people move around. So from 1973 until 2011. I spent my life in 1244 and flight research, and I enjoyed most of it. And that was a great ride for me. So that's me. 2011, I left, started in 1973. Anybody?
I'm going to speak up because I need to tell everybody that Dell is just one of those names I use. It's also the name on my computer. Anyway, the name is Jim Harris. I started at Langley in 1965, fresh out of Virginia State College, and
Wow.
left Langley in 1990. I worked in the Analysis and Computation Division, which of course was renamed, and of course now it has a new building by a familiar name. Anyway, when I left Langley, I went to NASA headquarters where I spent another 7 years before I retired in 1997. So I spent a great deal of time. Since it started with Murray, knew her professionally, socially. She probably considered me one of the hard heads, but she was an amazing lady, and so was her family. So my life, and I should also add that I was one of the NTA folks, and remember our first student symposium, and where I had opportunity to meet Charles Bolden. I think that's a name that most people are familiar with now. At the time, he was a fledgling astronaut selectee, and of course, he rose on to greater fame. Anyway, that's my story right now.
Thank you. Thank you, Dale. I mean, Jim.
Okay, well, I guess I'll jump in here. My name, as everybody knows, Marshall Rouse. I came to NASA, which was kind of an unusual thing because I came right out of high school, and it was a program called Pre-Co-op. Because in fact, when I filled out the papers at first, the guy said, I don't think you're old enough to work for NASA. Because when he looked at my birthday, he didn't think I was 18 years old, but it turns out when he looked at the date and I was supposed to arrive, my birthday was May 15th, and that I turned 18 and I went to NASA 2 weeks later. So that was kind of interesting. And I guess I was just because I can remember Jim. I think we probably met Bo in the same place at Chandler Hotel. He came there to speak.
Yeah.
He was just, I guess he had flown once. I'm not sure, or he was getting ready to fly.
He was getting ready.
Yeah. Okay. And that was really interesting. And I guess similarly, I came right out of high school, and I was hired out of North Carolina A&T State University, and that was just luck. I just happened to be on the campus that day. My principal asked me to drive the car to A&T, so he took me over to engineering school, and they asked me two things. I had never heard of co-op. And he said, well, we got this program with NASA that we're going to have pre-co-ops. A&T was going to have 4, and Hampton University was going to have 4. And A&T was one person short. And he said, do you want it? I said, okay. And that's how I ended up coming to NASA. And that was before I was that was before I even showed up at A&T. And just like Mike was saying, I didn't even know there was a NASA in Hampton, Virginia. I thought everything was Kennedy and Houston, So that was us. But anyway, I spent my whole career in the structures. Started out in 1148, bumming around, moved around co-oping, graduated, ended up back in 1148. And the only time they really forced me out of 1148 is when they ripped the front of the building off and I had to move. And I moved for a year and came back to 1148 and retired out of 1148. So I guess I moved around a little bit more than you did, Dwight, but I didn't move much, spent all my career in 1148 working structures problem.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I decided to retire later on. And of course, Miss Jackson was really, I won't hold up a minute, she was really a special person to me because she was practically like my mother away from home, And of course, but I remember all you guys, Jim Harrison, and I remember when I met Lightfoot, we met at a conference, I think while we were still college students, I think, and then Mike was working, I guess when you started, you were right downstairs from me,
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so we all go way back.
Thank you, Mark. I guess I need to go back because I didn't give you the pre-NASA story. I didn't tell you how I got there because out of high school, I was being drafted. I was being drafted to go to Vietnam. And I didn't want to go to Vietnam. And so I volunteered for the Army. I volunteered and went into the Army, went into communications intercept operator, spent 4 years doing that. And got out, and how I got to NASA Langley was looking for a job that was similar to what I had in the military. I had, all these clearances and stuff, top secret clearance, that special intelligence, all that stuff. And so I was over on the east side looking at the Air Force, looking for something along those same lines. Someone led me over because the training office or the education office was on the east side then. NASA's education office was there, told me to go there and talk to somebody. I went in there and they introduced me or told me about the apprenticeship program. And that's how I got into NASA, through the apprenticeship program. I got the 5-point preference for Vietnam era veteran, and that's how I got into NASA. So I started in '73, but it's actually after my military career, that's how I got into NASA, through the apprenticeship program. Okay, that was background. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, let me step in since Marshall did a nice lead in. My name's Mike Lightfoot. I actually started working with NASA when, as Marshall said earlier, I grew up in Richmond and then ended up in Old Dominion University. And after my first year at Old Dominion, when the summer came around, I had to get a job because there was no way I was going to afford the next year. And I, just for happenstance, I passed the professor, Mike Heyer, in the hallway, and he had mentioned to me that there was this program with NASA where I didn't, other than the moonshot, I didn't know much about NASA, didn't know where they were located. He said there's a program at NASA that essentially gives you a summer job in engineering, and you get to work part-time during the school year, some 20 hours. And immediately I said, I was thinking, okay, that's my way to make some money during the summer and move on to the next phase. So I actually started, I guess it's in '75, showing up at NASA in the summer, a whole bunch of us, 4 of us, engineering students would show up, and we showed up in 1148. And that's when I first spotted Marshall there. He was just head down, was walking with computer paper in his hand, looking printout or whatever program that he ran. And so it was 1148 and 1205 where I was doing materials engineering. Didn't know much about that, but just sort of fell into it. Then career sort of grew, and I ended up in the old instrument research division doing computer work. And then later in career, as Marshall said, I went over to the dark side of aeronautics research. And from there was a lot of growth. But I remember vividly one of the first few weeks or so being at Langley, I ran into Sam Scott. And he said, once you get your feet wet, let me know, come see me. Well, I never did come see him, but I wish I did.
As I was saying.
'Cause there was a lot to be learned from him. So yeah, it's been good. And who'd we have?
That's George. George Hickman just came in. He's on flex time again. He did that last time too.
I could not come. I'm getting you when I can.
Hey, George, I'm messing with you.
No, you did that last time too. You don't mess with me a couple of times. You were sincere about that. But
How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. We just got a lot going on at certain times of the day.
Sure, okay.
And it's either not come or come late.
You're doing good, man. I at your expense, I said that. I take it back, George. I take it back. Okay, Joan, you get ready to say something.
Oh, okay. I was gonna go next if you're ready for another person.
Go ahead, Joan.
So, all right, I started back in 1977. I was a high school student, and we had the summer career exploration program. My sister noticed that I would always participate in science fairs, and she said, "Hey, they got a program. I saw it in the guidance counselor's office at NASA. This is for people like you." I said, "Oh, okay." So I applied. We didn't get paid that summer. And I ended up coming back again the next year sharp. Then I found out about the pre-co-op program. I was asked to apply for that. And somewhere around there, my grandmother at the time told me, she said, "There's a lady at Langley Field who's brilliant, and her name is Mary Jackson, and you need to meet her." And so I did meet Miss Mary Jackson, and she ended up being my first reference on my 171 for the pre-co-op program. And I got into the pre-co-op program. It was 10 of us, Monica Hunter, people like Jimmy, Mike Chapman, everybody took us under their wing, went to the NTA events, went to Florida. He was talking about some of the symposiums and things. We presented papers. It was wonderful. And I ended up being a co-op, and I spent about 20 years at NASA, and I worked in flight with Dwight Elliott. So we did flight research, and somewhere in there, I got married, and I decided to take a little while off, and I raised my daughters, 3. And so now I work for the Coast Guard as engineer. So I had some good times.
Okay. So how long have you been with the Coast Guard, Joan?
I've only been with the Coast Guard about 6 months, but
Okay.
I've worked some other places too. I worked for the Patent Office, some other places up in the DC area,
Okay.
as an engineer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to hear. Good to see you, Joan. Your daughters are beautiful. They're doing great. You're just mother. It just, you're doing great. You're doing great. Good to see you.
Thank you. I got Marshall. I have two daughters at A&T engineering.
Oh, okay. Hey, I get pride, Glad to hear it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Thank you, Joan. Thank you. Anybody else? Or somebody else?
Okay, I'll go next.
Okay.
I know I'm new to the group, to most of you. I do see 4 church members on here from Bethlehem Church. So it's good to see everybody. And of course, as Dwight said earlier, Ms. Jackson was a member of our church. And although I knew her, I did not know that she was such an important woman as she was until Hidden Figures. I got to NASA later on. Some of you have said you came to NASA in the 60s, and I had not made it out of high school or anything like that at that time. But anyway, my professional background has been in higher education administration. And I was at Christopher Newport and I was at Hampton University. And I was in career services, so I knew a lot about NASA's educational programs, their internships and co-ops and that sort of thing. And that's how I got to NASA. And I worked in the Office of Education. I was the program manager for NASA's postdoctoral program and for the graduate student researchers program. And I worked with Roger Hathaway. And Christine Darden was there as the director of the Office of Education at that time. And then she retired and then someone else came on board. So, yeah, so it was a good experience.
Thank you so much, Sandy.
You're welcome.
Anybody else?
I'll go next. I'll go next, sir. I'm Gail, of course. I came to NASA in, I think, 1986. And I know some of you by face, but I worked, first of all, the titled Financial Management Division, and then they changed that name to the Office of the Chief Financial Officer. So I did quite a bit of the accounting, and before leaving NASA, I did auditing for the center. So I've had a great experience and a great time there. I retired in I retired in 2018. And of course, I did not know Mary Jackson. She was gone by the time I arrived. But I think this is something good that Dwight and whomever else had the vision to bring us all together, because now I'm meeting some that I've seen names and I've heard about. I know Lightfoot, and of course I know those that were at Bethel. I'm new at Bethel also, but this is great. I'm enjoying it. Thank you.
Thank you, Gail. Thank you. Anybody else?
Well, I just want to mention one side note, and Jim, maybe you can help me, but the lady, her name, she was the other Hidden Figures, the computer lady. Her name,
Dorothy Bond.
yeah, I keep trying. I'm pretty sure I did meet her. At least I thought.
Thought you Fortran.
That's it. That's what I thought. She taught me Fortran.
Thought you Fortran.
That's right. I said, Dad, I think that's the lady who taught me Fortran, because that's the first computer language I learned. And I don't want to party time. And I was so glad, because when I got back to A&T, I took computer programming, and man, that was the easiest AI. Yeah,
That was an excellent lady, and she should have been my supervisor when I began in 1965.
Yeah.
I did not know anything about her or her history or how long she had been there. And actually reading the book, I saw the things she had done, and I realized that management and ACD at that time stepped over her and stepped on her to keep her from getting the position that would have made her my section head. So you want to know about experiences, there's one.
And then just another side note for that, Marshall, I found out Dorothy Bond actually was given a scholarship from the AME Church to Wilberforce University. Cassandra, that's information for you. For us as AMEs, that was enlightening for me anyway, to know that I hadn't heard that in any of our church circle, as far as her connection to the AME Church, and so that was interesting too.
Your name is on my.
Well, I'll go next if you all don't mind. Then I'll get back to Mother Reports. Most of you wouldn't have known me by the name of Sandy Favor. I worked in payroll. Well, I before I worked in payroll, I started out in what they call the WTO program, which was the Workers Trainee Program. And I worked under Paul Holloway, Mr. Sterrett, and some of the others. And then in looking at my background, they said, oh, well, we could use you in payroll. So I went to payroll. I was in payroll for 16 years, went over to budget and stayed there for a year, then came back to back into finance, into the cost accounting and that section. I got to meet Mary when we served together on a program that was for the Blacks coming into NASA. And I learned a lot in there, especially on, you know, you being Black and you make a B or A, and the whites coming in, they have the same grades. But they would always overlook the Blacks. She did not like that. And then we worked together in payroll. And when she went over to EEOC, we worked together. And we got to meet not just on a professional basis. Like Dwight says, I'm an AME. I'm a lifetime AME. And I met Mary in some of the programs over at Bethel. And I stayed at NASA until 2004. And that's when I retired. I was hoping to retire and do something different, but they needed a treasurer at church. So I'm still in that field. And as far when I got there, and some of my training, Mrs. They all got names. What was her name? No. Well, Dorothy Vaughn, yeah. Catherine Johnson taught me data entry. Dorothy Vaughn, I did not work under. Dorothy Vaughn was the pianist at St. Paul AME, which a lot of people didn't know.
Didn't know that. And that's
And when you asked her about, what did you do? She would, I worked. You know, like a lot of us Blacks say, we work. We never are specific about what we have done. We just say we worked. And she would always give my grandchildren a birthday gift in September because her birthday and their birthday was the same day. And we got to talk there. And when they started talking about Hidden Figures, I said, Jermaine, Mrs. Vaughn was one of those. There was a lot about like Daisy Austin and a lot of them. And Jermaine was doing some research and he was talking to her daughter. When the book came out, she gifted him with a signed copy of the book. And I thought that was a good thing. But other than that, it's nice to see all your faces.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Sandy.
All your faces.
Yes.
I've worked with Gail.
Yes.
And Pat and I really worked close together because she was over in personnel and I was over in payroll. And Dwight, I've seen him around on the center, not knowing who he was till I met him at Bethel. Marshall, I've seen him. He used to come in and out of payroll every now and then.
I want to make sure I get paid. Well, you know, every time you came off a co-op, you had to make sure that you were sending a check.
That's right.
True.
That's right.
That's
That's right.
true.
That's
That's
right.
true. But I enjoyed my time at NASA because unlike now, we had a lady in there in payroll and she was planning on retiring. So they said, Sandy, you could be trained under her for exactly 4 months. And she had FAB division and I had all of them and I had the astronauts. So I got to meet them and their payroll. And then I did travel and foreign travel. So I've had a good time.
Yeah.
At NASA.
Yeah.
And I don't miss the work. I miss the people.
Sure.
And that's a big difference.
Yeah.
And as my son said, he said, Mom, you can't go into Walmart, you can't go any place until, and you're always seeing a NASA employee. He said, you all ought to do something, because the one we always saw was Robert Lee. Always saw him.
Yes. Yeah.
And like I say, I really enjoy it. And I get to see some of you, like Dwight and Marshall and Pat. Gail, I haven't seen at Bethel yet, but I probably will. And
Yes.
but I will, and Dwight, I see your name everywhere. But
Yeah.
I'm going to hide my face now. And I wanted you, when Dwight texted my son to find out what my email was, and he's been my secretary, Dwight, he's been telling me everything you sent.
Okay.
So he said, oh, y'all gonna get together? I said, yeah, look what he bought me.
I like that.
And he said, you all ought to wear your shirts when you meet.
Yes.
But he's always wanted to work NASA, but because of his background, he loves history. His background, he did not qualify for anything there. But I'm going to hide my face. I will be listening.
Okay.
And it's nice seeing all of you all. And if I don't say anything else, you all have a very good evening.
Okay, Cassandra, thank you so much.
That's good, Sandy. Thanks, Sandy.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll go ahead. I'll go next. I'm familiar with almost everyone's face except Joan. I'm familiar with your name. By working in staffing or personnel, I've come across almost everyone name or file at some point because of that connection to staffing. Sandra, I believe you probably came to NASA after I had gone. What year did you come? What year did you start?
2005.
Okay, yes, I had already retired then. Jim Harris, I'm familiar with your name because at some point in staffing, we had cooperative students come in for training, and then they would eventually go out to research. And I remember your name being connected to students going out into the what we call the research area. Right. So we never had one-on-one conversation per se, but I know our paths have crossed.
Oh yeah.
Michael, I remember your name, not necessarily a conversation with you, because I was always was curious with your last name being Lightfoot, if you had any Native American genealogy. So do you know that or not?
It's very little. It's very, very, very little.
Yes,
that name itself is typically a Native American name. Again, George, you tricked me last time with the name on the screen. I had to confess to Dwight.
This is my wife's laptop.
Okay.
He explained that to me because I thought his name was George, but maybe he's under Carnito. Didn't want to.
Actually, my wife's name is Michael.
See, so okay, and I was like, no, I just kept looking at that name. I'm thinking, no, that's George. But okay, so now that I have that straight, I know who you are. And of course, my fellow Bethel members, brothers and sisters. Hello, and I, again, we crossed paths at NASA at various occasions. But let me give you a little background about myself. In 71, I was in a cooperative education program in high school. And I was because I was in the cooperative education program, part of our training in the general clerical area was to go to various locations to learn about employment or obtain employment. In 71, I had an opportunity to be taken out to NASA. They would send a vehicle to come pick us up, and I would do my training each day they would take us from school, take us out to NASA. So I thought, oh, you know, this is a big world for me as a high school student. And not to mention, I was a very introverted person. I rarely would speak up or talk to others. Although I would always recognize people, I would always speak to people, but to actually hold conversation would have been minimal. So when I had an opportunity in 71 in the cooperative education program to be hired there, I was one of the few on that day that they hired. So I started in 71. I took the civil service exam in 72. And at that point in time, they had an opening in staffing. They call it staffing, personnel, human, you know, they're all the same. And I was able to be hired in as a civil service employee. However, the government had that program that Sandra mentioned, I can't remember all the acronym, WTO program, where you would still receive training. The government would offer training. So I went through that program. And I just stayed in personnel during that period of time. So over my entire career, 15 years of my career, I was in personnel. I had an opportunity later on to go into logistics management, where I worked with Jeff Parker. Some of you may know him, but there were, you know, some Blacks. But as far as personnel, I was one of the few Blacks in staffing or personnel for years. And when I was there early on, Sam Scott, some of you may know Betty Toole. She came and worked. She was a personnel specialist. There were a few Blacks that would come into the staffing area, and I would always admire that they had opportunities to go out to meet other persons on the field, on the campus. And Mary Jackson, just to bring that part in, would periodically come into staff. And however, I knew of Mary because Mary happened to be my Girl Scout leader when I was coming along. Not only that, as a student in college, I struggled with math. So Mary also tutored me in math. And Mary's family and my family were we were considered to have large families in Bethel, our church, home church. So our families knew each other very well. So I would always, of course, would think highly of Mary and would always try to conduct myself in a good way in her presence. So because I wouldn't want the word get out to my family, because, you know, back then, you know, you couldn't do much with the word would get to your family in no time. So I knew Mary's family very well. Mary knew my family very well, my grandparents and my parents' siblings and whatnot. I even had the opportunity when Mary retired as a staffing person to actually what we call clear her through that process. Lo and behold, would have never known Mary would be one of our hidden figures. I knew she told me of being a computer. She explained it, but I still didn't understand that magnitude at that time. So I had a diverse career at NASA. However, I was one of those, and I felt that, as I think Sandra may have mentioned, or no, it could have been, well, I can't remember because I'm a senior citizen. But anyway, someone mentioned sometimes we may have been overlooked or not moved along as we should. And a lot of that happened to me. And because at that time I was an introverted person, I pretty much did not speak up a lot. And I knew of those things, and, you know, I would bring it to people's attention. But unless you would, like some people said, squeaky wheel or whatever, you may not have moved along. However, Mary would, she was well aware of some things that were going on, and she would speak on my behalf concerning some things. But I met a lot of persons that I've always thought highly of, and each one of you that I see on the screen, trust me, you may not have known, just to see your presence as another Black person in an office full of people that may not like us, but we're there, and they have to accept we're there. but to see another Black come into the office always pleased me. I tried to make a point to smile, to speak, whatever, because that made my day. I'm not alone. There's someone else out there that looked like me. And I imagine you struggled through some of the things I struggled with as well. So that's just my little piece. And now that I'm not so introverted, I talk a lot. People tell me that. So I'm going to go ahead and end the conversation. And just FYI, Brother Elliot and Marsha and I, we just have a good time in the finance room. I told people, I think when people retire from NASA, they graduate to Bethel's finance room, because we at one point we had Dr. Smith. I mean, with so many of us that were past NASA employees that we worked in the finance room at Bethel. But anyway, you all have a great day. It's good to see you all. We are yet alive to see each other's face. Bless you.
Thank you so much, Pat. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And you know, that is interesting because Miss Jackson was treasurer one time.
Right. Yes.
Okay. George, you can, I guess you did it last time, but there's
Yeah, I did.
but there's a couple people still don't know you. So if you would give us a kind of a, just bring, do you know Mike Lightfoot?
No, I can't say that I do. I might know the, okay.
We
I
have-
think I may have seen the face before, but I couldn't place him. I know Jim though.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
we know each other.
Yeah, Jim and my cousin
All right,
Arthur. Remember Arthur Gooden?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, you and him were
buddy,
partners.
buddy, yeah.
When you left. That was my cousin.
Art Gooden was your
Oh,
cousin?
I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't? Yeah, Art was, he was to some degree instrumental in interesting me of, trying to apply at NASA. And of course, Jim Davis was another. You remember Jim Davis?
Yeah.
Jim was, he was one of the only two Blacks that had gone through the apprentice school when I started. I think it was him and some guy named Edward something. Edward, I can't think of his name right now. But I took an exam out at NASA. Was interested in, going through the apprentice school, which later transitioned to a technical school. Essentially, the difference was instead of being training on the field and having classes on site, they sent us over to Thomas Nelson. And of course, acquiring quite a few credits there, I went on and got my degree with him, and then subsequently went to ODU. Went there for at least a couple of years. Didn't graduate because I went through a real cruel, it wasn't cruel, real rough divorce. But anyway, I went on to, when I did, my discipline was essentially electronics, but I transitioned to a lot of mechanical engineering because I did a lot of, the latter part of my career, I did a lot of environmental testing. And basically that's mechanical more so than electrical. But at any rate, the initial start was in building 1225. I went to 1230, 12. I don't know, some of you may have, I think the old heads know these numbers, but 1202, and of course I ended up in 1250 for the balance of my career. And that was where environmental testing took place. And I've had my share of experiences with racism, with less than forthcoming, advances and stuff. But I found ways to deal with that, and to some degree, I was okay with it, and it didn't hurt me. It didn't hurt me that bad. But anyway, that's essentially me. I went through the apprentice school. I valued that training. I still found a need for it, and of course, I really enjoyed the people that I worked with, because when we first started, we pretty much knew each other.
Yeah.
And it was only until maybe after being there for maybe 10, 15 years when we started getting more Blacks. That's when we, we would see each other, but we didn't really know each other. We couldn't call each other by name. But initially, everybody, I recall, anybody remember Luther Gartrell?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Luther and I used to work real close together when I was in 1230. And of course,
I just remember the Corvette, George.
yeah, I had my share of those. But anyway, it was quite a career, and I treasure it. I really, really I like the work and the people. So that's pretty much it for me, you know.
I was just, George, I didn't know about you and Art Gooden, because Art, of course, has had a house right down on Armstead Avenue, right there.
Yeah,
Mill. And I knew Art from Langley. Of course, I met Art's brother too. His brother was in,
Leon,
well,
Leon.
yeah.
yeah. And we had some car stuff going on, and something happened to Leon before Art, I think.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and that was really sudden with Art passing, though. That was shocking when that happened, but I didn't know you were related to him. Never knew that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I just see we have a new person that's come in. I won't tease him about what time it is, but how you doing? This is Ashton Brown. How you doing? Ashton?
I'm doing good. How's everybody?
How you doing,
Well,
Ashton?
Good to see you. We've just had an opportunity just to do a little talking and sharing and learning more about one another. So I don't know if you see faces. You probably see some faces you do recognize. I didn't say it a moment ago, but everybody here, for some reason, Jim, I don't have a recollection of you. I don't think when I saw Dell, I was thinking Dell something else. But I think in all the encounters, I've not really encountered you to know who you are. But everybody else I have. And so I know, Ashton, I don't know who you might. I know some people you do know.
Well, I have an invitation out to your pastor. So if he comes, just to ask him to come along. If you can come along to Gloucester, Virginia, okay?
Okay, I'll certainly do that. I'll certainly do it. Okay, Ashton, you can just say, introduce yourself if you like.
He's muted.
Uh,
Oh, there he is.
I'm sort of lost for words. I apologize for being so late. Had a home project going on, and when I finally did come in the house, I said, "Oops!" That started at 7 o'clock. So, but I recognize just about everybody. I see Joan, and I see Mike, and of course I know Rouse and George, and so I'm happy. I feel so blessed and so privileged to have lived the dream. To me, I don't have a sad story. I feel so blessed that I came on NASA in 1979, and I worked in the same building doing basically the same thing, just with different airplanes and different systems. And I was talking to a fellow yesterday, and I said, I didn't leave NASA disgruntled. I enjoyed what I did, and it was just time to go. It wasn't that I was tired, or I enjoyed what I was doing. It was a dream. Believe it or not, when I was in high school at Phoenix there on LaSalle before they changed it to Pembroke, when I graduated from there, there was 4 of us that hung out together, and this guy named somebody may know him. Let's call him Skitch, but his name was Jerome Dennis. I think he worked out there for a while for a contractor. But we used Freddie Nelson, the N, and it was Aubrey Roberts was an A, and Jerome Dennis, we used to call him Skitch, so we used the S. And of course, I was the A, so we call ourselves NASA. Had no idea that many years later I would actually come on and work at NASA. So it was awesome. I enjoyed it, and I've listened to and had an opportunity to talk to a lot of people who saw a lot of things earlier, and even where they worked, where they saw some things that weren't right. Of course, I saw it, but I was blessed to have been. I felt sheltered from the real thing. I was just Dee and I talk a lot of times. We seem like I just came along at the right place at the right time, and then got off at the right time in the right place, and so I'm just happy.
Yeah. Thank you.
Ashton, what year did you come out of Phoenix?
I came out in January 13.
No, Phoenix.
Oh, okay. No, Phoenix.
Oh, you mean Phoenix?
Phoenix.
Oh, I came out
Yeah.
in 67.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I came out in 67. Went in the military, come right out of high school, went on in the military and ended up in Vietnam. And came back and spent some time in construction work. And then finally, I don't mind saying, the Lord opened up the door and I was able to get on at NASA.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you, bro. Thank you so much. Thank you for
Well,
coming.
let me say this, Ms. Redmond,
Redwood.
Ms. Redmond,
Redwood.
Yes.
I remember her, but I think I knew her before I realized that she worked at NASA. Didn't you borrow her husband's boat or trailer or something?
Trailer, yeah,
D?
Rob Taylor, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
I remember her from we taking the boat back or the trailer, whatever it was. But I didn't realize she worked at NASA at the same time.
Yeah, yeah, we borrowed his
Yeah.
to move a boat. Yeah, that's where you probably saw Pat Redwood. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Good
yeah.
memory. Ashton, by chance, what building did you work in?
1244 over with
Was
Joan.
that? Oh, you over at the hangar. Okay.
Yeah, your hanger. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I remember your name. We pretty much wouldn't have interacted much, but I would have at some point worked with your file at some point. But
Oh, sure.
yeah, but yeah, now that you say that, I remember the day when you came over, you and
Yeah.
yeah. Call him Brother Elliot. But
Yeah.
that's
was
his
looking-
name.
Yeah. I call him D, but it's Brother Elliot.
On the streets is D, but in church is Brother Elliot.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that to my memory.
Let me, Mike, how are you?
I'm doing great,
Mike-
Ashton.
Mike
Yeah, I'm-
Lightfoot, how are you?
I'm doing great. It's good to see you. Good to hear you.
Yes, good to see you. Okay,
Joan?
as I say on the conference call, I'm done.
Were you getting ready to say something, Joan?
You know, I was looking for on this call, I was looking for Gil Haynes.
Yeah, Gil was on the last time we were here. Gil came. He got an invitation. I don't know what happened this evening, but he was there. He was with us last time. We'll just have to reach out to him for next time. Hopefully now we're right at the point where I wanted to not keep you too long, but Monica said she's going to be on at 8 o'clock. I was hoping that we could hang out a minute or two to see if she was going to come. But in the meantime, just this has been refreshing. This has been, for me, I'm just speaking personally, just to have the opportunity to listen again to your stories and to see your faces and just to know. I learned something, Marshall, again, and Pat too, about Dorothy Vaughan, even as Cassandra's talking. Now, I didn't know that Dorothy Vaughan played piano at St. Paul. Did y'all
She
know
was an excellent musician.
Huh?
Excellent musician.
That's what I'm saying. Again, here's our AME connection. I told you about learning about her getting that scholarship. We talked about Mary Jackson. We've been blowing that up for a while since Hidden Figures. Now, St. Paul has said nothing that I've seen to say, well, Dorothy Vaughan was here. She played piano for us. I never heard that before.
Close.
Yeah. Dwight, you would not, because Reverend Williams said she was a very quiet person, very unassuming, and she never talked about herself.
I understand that, Cassandra, but I'm saying even after this thing came out with Hidden Figures, I would have thought that somebody might have said, well, yeah, Dorothy was down here and she played the piano. I've never heard it. But anyway, I'm not.
Yeah.
It was just.
Well, Jermaine has talked about her, but people, the church is always revolving, and a lot of the young people there don't know anything about her. So when you say something, they all centered on Katherine Johnson. They didn't center on anybody else. But we know the others in there from NASA because we have worked with them or seen them or other things. But she was the central figure of the whole thing. And I can't remember who it was that within the book, it tells, and Jermaine been doing research, she was the one that taught them how to, what was it, Jermaine? She went and started learning so she could teach the others so they could get out of that steno pool or that computer pool. And that computer pool was still going when Pat and I was employed in 71.
Yeah.
It was still there. And it wasn't until after that that they actually end up moving them out to different areas.
Okay. Well, thank you, Cassandra, again. But you know, again, my whole point, I think, was this is still a learning process. We're still learning more. And I'm just enjoying the whole fellowship. I'm enjoying this fellowship. I wish, as many of you wish the same, that more of us could do it. And hopefully as we move forward, we'll take opportunities to just take a minute just to say, hey, do a wellness check. And as new folks come in, we'll, you know, just allow them to share a little bit. And then maybe find some ways to use this thing that we're experiencing. I said to Michael Chapman, after I had an opportunity to talk to Sam Scott, and that was it was really Marshall after we did that, and then 2 weeks later he's gone. It was just amazing. I mean, I was so thankful that I had an opportunity to record his voice, his person, just for those times, for those moments that we did. And so I go back and play that now just to play it again, to hear him in his own voice. But when Gil Haynes was with us a few weeks ago, he went through a long, you know, just sharing about his experience. And his story sounds like Sam's. I mean, Gil Haynes, his story sounds as interesting as Sam's story. And I told Mike, I said, we need to take an opportunity to sit down with Gil just on a one-on-one and just record that, just to document his voice, talking about his experience, and just to allow it to be someplace we can archive it and just have it for whatever future use it might be. But there's other people too. Bob Lee.
Gil did a lot.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Joan.
He did a lot. And I just want to say for the record, a lot of people like me, you know, even though NASA, you know, they had the pre-co-op program and they had us in the co-op program, and, you know, we worked for them 5 years in college. When it was time to hire, they would set a bar for the engineers like a 4.0 average. And a lot of us did not get hired right out of college. Gil Haynes worked his way up to being a section head, and he went back and he got a lot of us and he got us in the door. I would not have had the career and the hanger I had if it wasn't for Gil. And he helped a lot of people of color get back at NASA and people who are co-ops and such. So he really did a lot. You know, he didn't get a position and then not think about others. He really did all he could to get Black technical people,
Yeah.
you know, through the door back in at NASA.
Yeah. Somebody we were talking to talked about Gil having a section of all Black people. I said it wasn't quite all Black folks. He had a lot of Black folks in that section, but they were not all. But there were a bunch of folks, and so yeah. But his voice is one of those. Bob Lee's another voice we like to just hear. Of course, Ray Calloway. I've talked to Ray 2 or 3 times. He was going to be there last time. He was supposed to be here this time. He's absent again, so I don't know what's up with him. Of course, I don't know how many of you know, we talked about Bruce Outlaw. I don't know how many of you know Bruce Outlaw or know about him, but he's somewhere in the local area still. But
In Chesapeake.
yeah, okay. But he's changed he's changed everything. He's not Bruce anymore.
Formerly Bruce.
What is he now?
He's formerly Bruce. His new name is Kennan.
Kennan, yeah, he's Kennan now, so he don't answer Bruce anymore, but that's another interesting story we want to just get back with. You know, Charles Howe, I didn't contact Charles Howe, wanted to contact him, but you know, there's just a bunch of folks. And so I'm just saying all that to say there's a lot of good information, good history within ourselves, within all the people that work there. And I'd like to be able to continue this kind of fellowship, this kind of gathering, this kind of resource exchange to just continue. So I don't want to keep you guys long. I know an hour is a long time, but I'm thinking about doing this maybe a month, every month, or every other month or something like that. Just take an opportunity just to come together to see, you know, and for you guys to, if you could, to reach out to your resources and your contacts, just to invite them. You saw the email list that I had. Everybody on that email list got this invitation, and for some reason just could not or have not had an opportunity to come. So I want to continue this if it makes sense. I mean, I'm open to listen to, your all's opinion about, doing this, or if you want to continue, or how often we might do it. It's sort of open. The floor is open to talk about that.
I'm all for it. I appreciate it, and thank you for the invitation.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm open for
I
it.
also second it.
Okay. Okay. So,
Yeah, I would like to keep doing it, and the thing of it is, you might not all of them, or you make some of them, and every time you'll see different people, but I would like to keep it going.
okay. One of the things that Mike Chapman had mentioned when we were talking about setting it up again, he said, what about, here comes Monica now, I'll let her in. But he was talking about maybe this could happen during the day. Most of us are retired. And so during the day could also be an opportunity to do this. I don't know how that might appeal to any of you about maybe not having it so late in the evening, but maybe in the day, midday, as an opportunity. So I don't know how that might appeal to you. What do you think about midday?
Midday is not good for me.
Okay. All right. I mean, and so would evening still be okay for most of you, I guess? Is that the
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
early evening is great for me. Hey, everybody. I'm sorry. I always have a meeting on Monday night at 7, but I'm happy to be here and see you all. Love seeing y'all's faces.
Monica, how are you?
I'm doing
Hi,
great.
Monica.
Well, it was good to have you come out. We just were hanging on a bit because we've been here about an hour, but I want you just to take an opportunity for the folks that don't know you, maybe just to introduce yourself. We've had opportunity to share a little bit about ourselves and just talk a bit about our experiences. So if you would, just go ahead and do that for yourself.
Okay, well, actually, Joan and I go way back to 17 years old. We started out in the pre-co-op program with NASA. We were selected to be with. Went into that. Rosa Webster is who got me the applications, because she's my soror, and so she got my mom the application. We went on to that, went to Virginia Tech and co-opted as an engineering co-op, and became the first Black female to graduate in electrical engineering from there in 1986. Then I went on to get my master's in 91 from Old Dominion University in engineering management. And then I was almost getting a PhD, and I met my husband, and I just wanted to play. So I didn't have really a place for the PhD, so I didn't do that. But went to work for the Navy because Ronald Reagan froze all the jobs when we first got out of school. But I kept in contact with Joan the whole time. And so we were always great friends from when we, way back, we co-op together and everything. So she was responsible for me getting back over at NASA in 1994. I worked in the hangar for 12 years on the 757 and 737. And that's how I met Dwight and everybody. That's how I met Marshall. He was one of the researchers. And Michael Lightfoot, we did work for programs, down the line from him. And of course, I met my beautiful Sandra, my soror, in the Office of Education. So I worked for, I did flight testing for about 12 years. And then I did strategic partnership development with Rich Ancliffe's organization for about 8 or 9 years, and did business development. And then I finished up as a project manager in the Office of Education as a GS-14, and I started out as a GS-2, and I finished out as one of the internships lead for the agency. So for NASA Langley, and then I was a project manager for the agency in climate change education. So I did a lot of work with most people's bosses. I didn't necessarily know them, but I knew their boss. So I did get to work with them. But that was kind of my career. Had glory years for sure. Lots of awards, including a Collier Trophy and all that when we were flying together on the 757. I think I'm the only Black female to have a Collier Trophy, especially at NASA Langley. Not many people know Marshall worked with me directly, and we did all kinds of cool things. And I worked with the creativity and innovation design team as well. So I did a lot of work with that. And I retired early 5 years ago because I'm a director in Mary Kay. I've been blending my business for 23 years. And we're just about to earn our 12th free car and 8 diamond rings. And that's what I do in my real other life. So I've been married almost 25 years. I'm really excited about that. And we've been in Suffolk, Virginia, and, you know, just having fun. And we don't have kids. We are the kids. So we always are the ones that are jet setting here and there and everywhere. So that's me in a nutshell.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you made it. We've had a good time just fellowshipping and sharing with one another. We've all learned a bit about each other, and that's great. And we're just talking, we're getting ready to close and just talking about how we're going to go forward. And so you got on the end of that. Just hoping we'll do this again. We'll use the contacts that you have and that I have, and we'll reach out to folks. If you want to share this group, this meeting, get back with me. I can give you a copy of what we talked about tonight. If you want to talk about that or share that. But it's just an opportunity just to see each other's faces, I think is good. But there's so many more people like us that I want to just include in this group. And so I want to keep building toward doing that, and we'll do what we can. But again, thank each and every one of you for taking the time to do this. George, I publicly apologize for teasing. I teased George about.
I was wondering about that because I noticed that people that came in after me, and you never said that to them. So, but yeah, I'm okay. I get you when I get here.
And that's true.
Okay,
Dwight. Who's that?
Dwight.
Yes.
Cassandra.
Okay.
Jermaine is sitting over here, and like I said, he's a history person. He's also a genealogy person. He loves that. He said he has thoroughly enjoyed our get together. He said because people need to do more of that, and especially those of our color need to do more of it. And he said he has thoroughly enjoyed what we've had to say.
Good. Thank you, Jermaine. You're welcome to come in. If you want to get a screen and just put your face there, you can do that too, so folks can see you. But thank you. Again,
is there any way you guys can do it maybe a little bit earlier or a different day or something? I don't know. Mondays is fine for me. Just from 7 to 8, I won't be able to attend.
Yeah, specifically, there were a couple of people that sort of moved us to Monday. Yolanda Hinton was one of them, and Christine Darden was a person that said Monday was the best day. So this is
Monday best day. Yeah, let's do. Mondays is good for me. I just have to be on a little bit later.
It's open for me. I'm not locked into Monday. I mean, Tuesday we have something at the church.
Yep, he held it over because of Monica Bond.
Hold on, I get this. 6:45 and 7:45. But other than that, on Tuesdays we're open. So Wednesday evening, some folks have Bible study on Wednesdays. Thursday is pretty much Friday's open. Saturday, Sunday evening. And so I'm not the one who determines that. I'll do whatever folks say is convenient. So I'm pretty much free other than that. So
Mondays is great for me. I'll just pop in when I can. It'll just be later. I apologize.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I learned not to talk about it. But we can start at 6. Would 6 o'clock be better? What about for y'all? Would 6 o'clock be better? Well, it would have to be for me. For Mondays is a day for us too for church meetings. So it's kind of a busy. The 4th Monday or maybe 5th Monday, we don't necessarily have scheduled things. But I don't know. Right now in the Zoom schedules, I have this meeting booked for the 4th Monday at 7 o'clock. I can change the time. Right now, I scheduled this thing out, just to keep the same login information. I've scheduled it out for 4 or 5 meetings. That means you can keep the same login information. We can change the time, but that's how it's set up right now. So if I'll leave it that way for right now.
Okay.
We'll talk between now and the 26th of April or whenever it is. And if there needs to be some change, we can make adjustments. But right now, that's the next scheduled gathering next month.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing everybody then. And I'm so happy to see y'all's faces. I miss you guys.
See you, Monica. It's good to see you.
Y'all look great. And Pat, I don't know you. I hadn't met you before, but
Who's that?
Pat Redwood.
Oh, Pat Redwood. Okay. Well, okay.
Right.
Yeah. What I'll do is I'll send you. I will send you a copy of what we talked about this evening. That way, you'll get the background and you'll get to hear voices and what people said, and you won't be you won't be left out. So if that's okay, I'll do that for you.
That sounds great. I appreciate it very much. And so thank you so much for hanging in a little bit longer so I can say hi to everybody. And I'm glad to see everybody's faces.
Okay.
I've seen everybody else. I know your faces. Of course, I know Ashton for sure. And Michael Lightfoot, like I said, from afar. And Michael Williams, Hickman,
No,
George.
I'm George. I'm
George,
actually George.
Okay, George, I've seen your face before, but I didn't get to meet you either. So
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, Dee,
Yes.
did you say you had a recording from the last time you got together with Chapman and Sam Scott?
Yeah, I do have. That was from the Mary Jackson get together with that we was doing it for Black History Month. Yeah, I have some clips of Sam Scott. Yes.
Yeah, if you could make that available, share that somehow. I don't know if
Well,
it's
I can do that. I
put it on a
have
Google Drive.
I have a Dropbox account that where they're laying right now, so I can send you the links to that conversation if you want to hear that. But yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, that would be great. The history is important. I don't want to forget.
Yeah, I'll do that, Mike. I'll share that. I'll send that to you. And what you guys can do, if anybody wants a copy or to hear this video from this evening,
I do.
just send me an email and I'll send it to you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, we're going to close now, and I want to just, as we did the first time, I want to close with just a prayer, just to ask blessings over this gathering this evening. And so I did it last time, Jim, and so I'm going to ask you if you would just give us a word of closing for our gathering this evening. Jim Harris, Jim.
Oh, hold up.
Come in, Jim.
Sometimes I don't recognize my name.
Okay.
I've heard someone else use the phrase, we're seniors now.
Okay.
Let us bow. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for these few moments of reflection. We pray, God, for the well-being of all who were here. We thank you for the opportunity to have worked in one of the greatest agencies within the government. And we thank you, Father, that having left, we still recognize your favor. And we thank you for the opportunity. Pray, Father, that as we continue these get-togethers, that feeling of family will come back again as it used to be, and that we will be able to share in a way that enriches our lives even now.
Yes.
So, Father, we ask these and all other blessings in the name of Jesus. Amen.
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 Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's been
Thank you.
great.
That's a wonderful prayer.
I put you on mute, Ashton. Unmute yourself because you were having a comment. I didn't want the conversation to be public, but I muted you, Ashton. You can unmute yourself. Hit your speaker. I want you to be able to say goodbye. You look at the mute, but it should be a mute button down in the left corner someplace. I can't unmute you. Okay.
Oh, there he is.
Okay.
Hello.
Hey, Ashton.
How are you?
Doing great.
Good.
Okay, man. All right. You heard everything that's been said and you've seen everything that's been done. You'll take care. Until next time, take care.
All right.
It's good to see
Yeah,
you,
take care.
Monica.
Good to see you. All right.
Bye-bye.
I'm calling you, Joan. You guys
All
know.
right, call me.
Nice meeting everyone.
Take care.
Okay.
You too now.
Bye.
Thank you.
Leland Melvin's book, Very good. You might want to read his book. I read it. It's really good.
Okay.
Okay. Take care. Mike, I'll get that information. I'll get that link to you, Mike.
Okay,
Okay.
great. Thanks. Take care.
Take care.